Right, it's part two. I'll talk for maybe 5 more minutes. I'm gonna shut this camera off here. I'm tired. And I'm gonna go to bed after this. Yeah, so Lucky Chosen Seven, you know who you are. If you're chosen, you are the Lucky Seven. You're gonna get to work for my company. See? But somebody tells me John Favreau and Nick Filoni are the chosen guys. I think they're the best. I think I'm gonna click with them the best. I saw their interviews. I'm like, yeah, man. John seems like a very chill guy to work with. Dave seems like a very chill guy to work with. You know what I'm saying? JJ Abrams seems like a chill guy to work with too, but he's a little bit annoying when he talks. And Zack Snyder seems like a chill guy too, supposedly, right? Yeah, obviously. I don't know who I'm gonna choose, but I might choose Zack Snyder. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might choose Zack Snyder. I might choose J.J. Abrams. I might choose Ryan Coogler. I might choose Ryan Johnson. I might choose J.J. Abrams. I might choose Peter Rice. I might choose James Gunn is out of the picture, man. He signed he signed his big deal with DC. He's not going anywhere. Guaranteed they're gonna lock him on for an extended contract. So he's kind of out of the picture, James Gunn. Sorry, James. He's pretty much out of the picture. But he seems like a pretty chill man to work with too. I heard good things about James Gunn. That everyone loves working with him and all that stuff. Yeah. So I'm saying I don't know who I'm gonna choose. There's other canons, but I don't know their names. I'm not familiar with all the names in Hollywood, right? Yeah, so those whoever you are, the lucky seven in America, right? The Americans, obviously, you are the lucky chosen seven. We're gonna experience that's the fate of my wife, me and my wife for like 20 years of your life. After the 20 years, it's over. You're done. I'm hiring a new team. I'm taking a good like 2-3 years off, and I'm gonna hire my new team. The second set of team, obviously, to work what for my company. But I'm not gonna focus on that right now. The second team is way down the road. This is like 20 plus years, 2 decades from now, 20 plus years from now. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I'm gonna focus on Zanus, which is in a couple years from now, and what? And whoever the lucky chosen seven are, they're lucky chosen seven, obviously. Sincere. And I expect you guys to dress. Hey, rule number one: make sure you dress casual to work. I don't want you coming to work with t-shirts and jeans. Make sure you dress appropriate for work. You don't have to wear a suit all the time, but make sure you dress appropriate for work. Don't dress lousy to work. That's rule number one. Do not abuse your breaks. Whenever everyone gets two 50-minute breaks. You have a clocking device. When the 15-minute countdown's over, everyone has to go back to work. I don't pay you a lot of money to slack off. I expect you to work hard. Third, make sure you come on time to work. Try to come 15 minutes early or even 10 minutes early to work. Obviously. Here's a code to my building. I'll give each members of the 7 team a code to my building. I'm not going to have them have keys. No. I'm going to have this code. They punch in the code and they disarm the alarm and the door opens. The automatic door opens and they enter my office. So give each member of your 7 teams the code. That way they can enter your building, obviously. And try to come at least 10, 15 minutes earlier to work, if you can. And if you know you're going to be late, just shoot me and my wife a text. Shoot me and my wife a text and let us know. Ivan Vija, I'm going to be like arriving 15 minutes late to work. I have to drop my son to school. There's traffic. Okay. Shoot me a text and let me know. If you don't let me know and you come to work late all the time, I can fire your ass. And you'll no longer be saved. You'll be left behind. I'll hire someone else. But they will come on time to work because they know they're never going to make this money anywhere else. And they don't want to lose that feeling of being left behind. They want to be saved, by God. They don't want to be left behind. They want to experience that buzz with me for the movie, the parties in my 3-bedroom condo, my yacht, being flown on my private jet. They want all those perks, luxury buffet. That's why they're going to work hard. The buzz, the fans, trying to be, they're feeling on top of the world. They don't want to be left behind. That's why the 7 team are really going to work hard for me. And they're always going to show up. Guarantee the 7 team are always going to be showing up on time to work. Because I'm paying them a lot of money. If I was making $1 million a year as a secretary, as a man secretary, right? If I was making $1 million a year as a man secretary, I was working for the two gods, and like they pay me a $300,000 bonus, I'm living that lavish life, my nice Benz, my nice Porsche. I can, you know what I'm saying? I would work my ass off for that for the two gods, and I would never show up late to work. If you're getting paid $500, $600, $700 every 2 weeks, it would make sense for a lot of employees to slack off and come to work late sometimes and abuse their breaks because they're getting paid shitty money, obviously. Hence why when I worked at all these restaurants, I noticed how everyone would slack off. Sometimes they would talk. They wouldn't. They don't work as hard. They abuse their breaks. They come late to work. Why? Because they're getting paid shitty money, $700 every 2 weeks. Whereas compare the people who work for the government, because they're making more money, they're making a steady income like $50,000 a year. They're living a good life, obviously, a good living. They all show up to work on time because they're getting paid more money, obviously. You see the difference. The people who work at the restaurants, obviously, who make minimum wage, compared to the people who work at the bank or the government, right? Or do trades who make 50, 40, 6,000 a year. They take their work much more seriously because they're getting paid a more steady income. Well, if those guys can come to work on time all the time and never come late and take their work more seriously, you can only imagine how much more serious my 17 are going to take their work because they're saved. They're the lucky ones working with two gods, and they're getting paid like they're millions. A lot of money. They're going to work hard. The more money you pay them, the harder they work, and the more seriously they'll take their job, obviously. Some saying? There'll be some days where I don't know. You might see Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, or Zack Snyder, whoever hire, right? You might see them kick back a little bit. They're a bit tired. You know, some days when you're a bit lazy, they might kick back a little bit, but they're still going to work hard because I'm paying them a lot of money. They know if they slack off, yeah, guys, if we slack off, I and VJ can fire our ass. Yes, if you don't work hard for me, I can fire your ass, and you're going to go back to Hollywood being left behind. And they don't want to be left behind. You're gonna if you don't work hard, I can fire you ass. You can go back to working on the Mandalorian and Ahsoka and being a dirty slave and making way less money and being left behind. That's why they're all going to work really hard for me, my 17. And they're lucky chosen, obviously. Sims there. They're the lucky chosen. Part of all the parties. They're going to be a part of all the parties with me and VJ and my 300 condo. They're guaranteed going to have parties at their house too. Guaranteed my 17 are going to have parties at their house too, and they're going to invite me and my wife, obviously. And Ivan, we're having a party at our house. You want to come? Sure, I'll come. You know what I'm saying? I partied up at their house, obviously. They're going to have parties. They might have Christmas parties. They might have Halloween parties. They might have Thanksgiving parties. They might have a barbecue. Yeah, Ivan, we're having a barbecue at our house. And we're going to party it up out there. They're guaranteed they're going to have parties at their house, obviously. Guaranteed they're going to have parties at their house. If I hire Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, guaranteed they're going to have parties at their house. And they're gonna invite me and to their houses for a party, obviously. And I'm gonna have parties at my house. I'm not gonna have parties at my house because I'm already partying it up with them more than enough times. For the takeouts, all those takeouts I'm doing the first year, I'm partying up with my 17 and Peter and all them. Yeah. Some there. I will not be doing much parties in my house outside of the work parties for the takeouts. Okay, because I'm partying up with you guys a lot during the takeouts, I'm barely going to have parties at my house. Outside of the takeout parties and all that stuff, right? And the actual parties and all that stuff. Some Sarah? Yeah. Now, there's a lucky 7. I'm going to get to work for my Sky Source Entertainment Company, which will be the biggest film brand in the entertainment industry, bigger than Warner Bros., Universal, Paramount, Lionsgate, Disney, Sony, Netflix, bigger than all those companies. I believe Netflix, I heard the Netflix company makes about, Netflix pulls in a good billion plus a month. Well, Netflix makes what? 12 billion, 13, 14 billion every year from their content alone. And yet one of my movies is going to gross 50 billion plus in the box office for the movies and the merch. My company will be bigger than all those companies, yeah. Bigger in quality. But those companies are bigger than mine in scale. Netflix has hundreds of movies. Disney releases dozens of movies every year. Warner Bros. Universal, they all release dozens of movies every year. But one of my movies blows all their movies box office combined in one sitting. Yeah, in one box office, right? Yeah, my company's bigger than all those companies in quality, but not scale. Hence why all the Hollywood actors are gonna desperately be sending in the reels. They're gonna want to work for me so bad. But I told you, first comes first serve. Sorry, whoever is the lucky chosen, that's the lucky one who's gonna be my movie. If you're not chosen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. You're gonna remain Hollywood, and you're gonna be part of the Hollywood system, obviously. That's why what? Keanu Reeves, Scarlett Johansson, Ben Affleck are lucky for the Great Escape, and all those Zanus actors are lucky for Zanus. Zendaya and KJ Appa are lucky for their unique, whereas you guys are all left behind. And they're gonna experience success and fame with me and my wife, obviously. That's how top notch my company will be. Anyways, I'm tired. I talked for, I don't know, 45 minutes. I'm gonna shut this camera off here. So I have an American, I'm signing up. Peace.